Hello, we'll give it a couple of minutes. Looks like we're joined by Peggy the cat today. It was Mary the other day. I'm sure she'll disappear. Maybe not, she looks quite chilled out there. You are going to need to move though, Peggy, I'm afraid. Aren't you? So, bank holiday. The sun is starting to come out through those clouds. So we'll do a little bit of work. I'm going to do quite a nice chilled out one today as it's bank holiday. Make you feel all relaxed. But also, as we know, it's strengthening us at the same time. I'm going to need to move you now, Peggy. Nearly 1 o'clock. There we go, the chime of the village clock. Okay, so we're going to roll over onto our backs, getting ourselves nice and comfortable. So we're just going to make sure we have a neutral spine, little space between the lower back and the floor. And we're relaxing our arms by our sides. Just gently activate your abdominal muscles, just a gentle squeeze, a little tension there in the abdominal muscles. And we remember to take nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. So remember to work to the level that's suitable for you. We will do some mobility first, and then I'll give you options for the exercises as we go through today. So we're going to start off with the lower body. We're going to breathe in and just allow the leg to relax towards the floor. We're going to breathe out, slide the heel along the floor. Breathe in as we rotate the legs so the knee now points up to the ceiling, and then exhale as we bring the heel back towards us. So we inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. So all that time, try and keep your other leg really still. Try and keep the hips and the pelvis in neutral position. And we're going to do one more on this leg. If you've been alternating, don't worry, you can just keep alternating as you were. Okay, so if you work the same leg, we're now going to switch once you finish that one. So we're just keeping our eyes looking up to the ceiling. Keep the neck nice and relaxed. I'm just going to do one more on this leg. And relax. Bringing our knees and feet together now, we take our arms out by our sides, we breathe in, and then on the out breath we just slowly lower the knees to one side. Head gently rolls in the opposite direction, and then we inhale as we slowly return to centre, exhale to the other side. So just getting some mobility into the spine. Warming up the muscles in the back. Hopefully if you did legs, bums and tongues with me yesterday, you're not too sore today. Just keeping our shoulder blades down, keeping the knees and the feet together. Back in the centre, we're just separating the knees and the feet again. Arms relaxed by our sides. We're taking an in breath, and then on the out breath we float the arms up, we turn the palms in, we take a breath in, and then as we breathe out we circle our arms, keeping our shoulder blades down. Inhale as we return. mobilising the shoulders, warming up the arms. If you get confused with the breathing, just try to remember to exhale as you take away from the body and inhale as you return. And then I'm just going to change direction. Exhale and inhale. Okay, just going to do a couple more. Hey. Come on, babe. Come on, get out of the way. I don't know. What am I going to do with you cats? Okay, so we're going to finish that one there. At least we got rid of her now. Okay, so we are going to roll over onto our sides now to start the main session. So we're going to do an exercise called the side bend. I know I said we were going to do a relaxing one today. This one is quite challenging. It strengthens your oblique muscles, your shoulders as well. You might feel it in your arms as well. So we're going to set ourselves up for this one. We place our elbow under the shoulder. We bring our heels up towards our bum, and we just have our feet so that they're lining up with our spine. Elbow as well, so everything down the back in a nice straight line. Now before we start, make sure that you're not slouching down towards the floor, so brace through that core. Place your elbow directly under the shoulder rather than your elbow being out here. Alright, so we're taking a breath in. On the out breath, we lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Inhale, come back down towards the floor, but before your hip touches the floor, take another exhale breath. Let your hips float up. Inhale as you come back down. To increase the intensity, you can let your arms move up and down as well. Not arms. It's quite hard, I think, to do this with both arms. Okay, so we breathe out and we breathe in. So what we want to make sure of is that we're not having any rotation forward through the hips. So we keep our hips stacked directly on top of one another. It is quite a toughie, this one, so if it's not an exercise you're used to doing, then you can just stop. If, you know, once you've got 3 or 4 done and that's enough for you, then you can just stop when you need to. And that applies to any of these exercises. Do what you can. Okay, a couple more if you can. And relax. So we're going to keep our legs in the same position, and then we're just going to allow the head to rest on the arm. So we're going to do some lateral hip rolls now. So this is really good for you to do if you struggle with sciatica. We take a breath in, and then on the out breath we lift the knee away, keeping the feet together, and then we inhale as we return. So what we want to make sure of is that we are keeping the upper body really still, so keep engaging through the stomach muscles, and then you're not having any movement from the waist up. So we want to strengthen the muscle that surrounds the IT band. So we're just focusing on isolating that leg. Breathing out as we take the the leg away. So there aren't any levels for this exercise. We just go slower, increase the range of movement to increase the intensity. So when you feel like you've done as many as you can of those, just bring yourself into release stretch. Okay, so we're going to move on now. Before we do those two on the other side, we're just going to roll over onto our stomach. So we're going to work the muscles that surround the spine. So this is a great one to do. We bring our elbows in line with our shoulders. Here comes the cat again. We lower the chin down, take a deep breath in, and then as we breathe out, we slowly come up, and then we breathe in as we slowly return. So we keep length in the neck by keeping the chin tucked in, keep our eyes down to the floor. Option for progression is to let your arms float away from the floor. Or to increase intensity again to level 3, you can stretch your arms overhead. So a couple of apologies to make, one for the cat and the second one, for some reason when I turn my phone round to landscape, it won't like it. It ends up doing the filming sideways, if that makes sense. So it looks like I'm climbing the walls. I don't know, I need to look into sorting that out, because this isn't ideal, having it in a portrait format. So you keep breathing out as you slowly lift away from the floor, breathe in as you return. Okay, when you feel like you need to have a little stretch, you're just going to sit yourself back into child's pose. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just slowly bring ourselves round to face the other side of the room. So we're taking our feet to the other side. We're going to do those two exercises that we did on the other side. We'll do them in the same order. So we'll come up onto the elbow first. So again, we've got the knees bent, feet in line with spine. Spare hand to the floor if you need it. Elbow position directly under the shoulder. Strong through the middle, make sure you're not slouching. Take a deep breath in, and then on the out breath, you slowly float up. Inhale as you come back down. So again, we're keeping the hips on top of one another. And again, we're coming back to that breathing, so we breathe out on the way up, breathe in on the way down. So again, just do as many as you can. Keep going if you want to. If you're ready to move on to the lateral hip rolls, Then you're bringing your head down onto your arm, legs stay in the same position. Take that breath in, and then as you breathe out, lift your knee away, keep your feet together. Inhale as you return. So you may find when you're doing these exercises that you've got one side more dominant than the other. It's quite normal, most of us do have one side slightly stronger than the other. Excellent, one more to go. Okay, we're going to bring that leg up towards us now for our release stretch. Okay, nice work everybody. So we're going to do the swimming exercise now. So hopefully you'll be able to see, if not I'll just have to change the format of my mat. Okay, so that should be fine. Hands under shoulders, knees placed under the hips. Okay, so we're in a tabletop position. For level 1 of the swimming exercise, we're strengthening the abdominals and the back here. So we take a breath in, and then on the out breath we slide our toes along the floor, inhaling as we return. Okay, so as we slide the toes along the floor, we keep the toes down. So we make sure that we're not lifting the toes and activating the glutes. Keep your body weight centered. As the knee comes back, keep it slightly off the floor so that you're not transferring your weight side to side. So we breathe out, we take away, and then we lift for the next option. Inhale, keep the legs straight, toes touch the floor, and then you slide forwards. So you breathe out, slide away, and lift. Breathe in. Take away, breathe out. And breathe in. And then for the more advanced option, as you take your toes, you slide your opposite hand away, arm and leg lift, arm and leg return together. So breathe out, take away. Breathe in as we return. So keep that going. So I just wanted you to be able to see that my toes were staying on the floor until the leg lifts. Okay, so we're going to take a little release stretch when you're ready for it, and then we will be repeating on the other side. Okay, so once you've had enough recovery, bring yourself back up onto your hands and your knees. Place those knees under the hips. Make sure that your knees are hip width apart as well. Alright, so take that breath in, engage those stomach muscles, and then on the out breath, slide your toes along the floor. So you've got your 3 options of intensity. and steady. Okay, 1 or 2 more if you can. And then slowly sit yourself back over your heels. Alright, so we're going to bring ourselves around to sitting position now. We're going to do the seated spine twist. This is a really nice mobility exercise for the spine. So we're just going to sit, you can sit either cross-legged or your legs flat on the floor in front of you, or with your feet on the floor and your knees up in front of you, whatever is comfortable for you. We're taking our hands together, middle fingers under the chin, thumbs rest against the chest. We take a breath in, and then on the out breath we're just slowly twisting. Inhale as you return to centre, and then exhale to the other side. So it's just a very gentle exercise, this one, to help us improve mobility in the thoracic area of the spine. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Keep sitting tall, so try not to slouch forward. Keep good posture. So again, bracing through the middle. Keep your chest lifted. So we keep our hands in this position so that we don't end up just turning the head, so that we're getting that movement from the waist upwards. Then we're going to do 1 more in each direction, or just keep going until you've done the same amount on both sides. Okay, so we're going to come to another seated exercise now. I haven't done this with you before. If you do my classes regularly, then you will be familiar with this combination. It's the roll up to strengthen the stomach muscles, but also the oblique roll to strengthen the oblique muscles. If you're new, or if you have any problems with your discs, then I would possibly avoid doing the oblique roll. So if you've got any back injuries where you think, oh, I don't really think I should be doing that twisting movement, then don't do it, just do the roll up. So I'll start off with the combination, and then I'll show you what you can do as an alternative if you're not doing the combination. Okay, so we start by sitting tall, arms forward. We breathe in, we tilt the pelvis, we flex through the spine, we breathe out, we slowly roll down. When we feel we've gone as far as we can control, we inhale, we change direction, we exhale as we sit at the top. Then we fold our arms, we take an in-breath, we tilt and we curve just like we did, we roll back. Then as we breathe out, we carry on going towards the floor and we add rotation. Then we inhale, we come back up to centre, and then exhale back to upright posture. We then do another roll up. And then your next oblique roll will be to the other side. So you inhale, tilt, curve, roll back. Exhale. Inhale, start to come upwards, back to centre, and then exhale to sit tall at the top. So keep that combination going for me. If you can't manage the combination, then you can either do the roll up, just the roll up with your arms extended, but if you need to bring it right back to basics, then you'll just bring your hands to the backs of your thighs and you'll just inhale, tilt, curve, roll back. So make sure you're getting that flexion through the spine, and then you exhale as you come back up to upright posture. So we just need to avoid kind of leaning back with a straight back. So we're keeping the spine safe and healthy by flexing. I was going to say something, that was it. If you are doing the oblique roll, try not to twist severely. So if you're restricting your range of movement to reduce the intensity, that's fine. But if that's the case, your rotation will only be very slight. So it's relative to how far you travel, is how far you twist. So it's quite a tough combination. I did say I was going to be nice to you today, didn't I? Or words along those lines. And then we fold those arms again when you do your oblique roll. Keep engaging those stomach muscles. You may well be shaking now. It's all good stuff. Oh wow, look at the time. That's gone really quick. So we're just going to keep going until we've done the same amount of the oblique twists on both sides. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath. Alright, so we're going to bring ourselves down to the floor now for full body stretch. Can't believe where that's gone. So we're going to finish off with the shoulder bridge, my favourite exercise in this session. So we're going to bring our heels as close as we can, have the feet and the knees hip width apart. So heels in nice and close, arms relaxed on the floor. We take a breath in, we tilt the pelvis, we push the lower back into the floor, and then we breathe out. Come up onto the shoulder blades, and then we inhale, we slowly lower that spine back down, and exhale back into neutral spine and pelvis. So we inhale, and we exhale, and then we inhale, and exhale. For the progression, if any of you want to increase intensity, you will inhale and exhale. You'll hold that bridge position. Inhale, your arms slowly float past the head. Exhale, your hands come back down by your side, and then you inhale and exhale as you slowly release. So this one should feel really good. We're strengthening the core, we're also mobilizing the spine as well. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more, if you can manage another couple. Okay, we're going to do one last one.
Can I grab some lunch? Just give me a minute.
Nearly done there.
I'll do it.
So 1 minute it's the cat, the next minute it's the child wanting lunch. Hook your knees in towards you. I suppose that's my cue to finish. Okay, so just enjoy that release there in the spine. Okay, and however is best for you, you can either roll onto your side to bring yourself up, or just bring yourself up to sitting position. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the session, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your bank holiday. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.